this was something I was just thinking about recently, and I know we all experienced it during COVID. Um, you mentioned you could see leaders embracing remote working and different ways of working. What I remember noticing is you had leaders who focused on people and integrity and transparency, open communication, sharing, we're in this together, we're going to make it through together. And then you had this big chasm on the other end of the spectrum of leadership with people and leaders who were afraid, and rightfully so. And they were run by the pressure of their stakeholders and themselves. And how do we get a piece of the pie because it's shrinking? What they didn't realize is it was just different. It wasn't shrinking. But you saw that those two chasms and people after the pandemic leaving these companies in hordes after they felt uncared for, and joining these companies where leaders were actually caring for their employees, trying to find any way they could to retain them versus looking at every way they could shed cost. And they made it through the pandemic. I think our own company is an example of that. Absolutely. Right? We jumped in the middle of the pandemic with no idea of where it was going to go, with the sole purpose of taking care of the employees we had left, which was honestly just the three of us. Yeah. But we would have been on the streets, not literally on the streets, not literally, we would have been
without a job.
We would have been without a job, without health care, without a severance if we hadn't jumped in and purchased the company. But we also took care of our clients. We didn't leave them in a lurch. Almost every search we had was put on hold for about 4 months, 5 months, and even some longer. But we didn't leave any of those clients. We stuck with them and they stuck with us. And a lot of them are still our clients today. Right. That success is because we chose people. We chose people, not ourselves.